The historic Wicker Park neighborhood in Chicago is known for its art scene, restaurants, and vibrant nightlife. This project is a home nestled inside a bustling urban center. We're in this historic community, and I understand a lot of the buildings are being underutilized.
It's true, as is true with a lot of major urban centers in the United States. And one of my passions as an architect is to find ways to breathe new life and give a second life to some of these older spaces.
The building we're going to see, I believe it's over 100 years old.
Easily. It probably dates to the 1890s, immediately post-fire, and it's been in the family since the 1950s.
When you're dealing with a historic building, there must be some challenges.
They do come with challenges, particularly when they're in a landmark district. We had to be mindful of many historic details that are visible to the street. In this particular case, the metal ceiling was visible to the street, so we had to use a ceiling by Metal Ceiling Express to replace the old one. And you'll see that it's landlocked between two buildings, so we had to find ways to make this home light and airy and make it a place where you're comfortable raising a family.
This place really feels like home.
Yeah, believe it or not, the space was vacant for 30 years. And towards the end of that vacancy, this space was occupied by squatters, but you would have no idea. We really wanted this to feel like a ranch in the sky. We worked very closely with the homeowners to make sure we checked every box on their program. They got a home office, a guest room, a large primary suite, cute bedrooms for their kids. One thing that you probably didn't notice are the Fitz grills, which is a far more elegant way of introducing conditioned air into a home. With a lot of these narrow lots in Chicago, you have to think of the building as a tube, right? And it's very, very complicated to get natural light into a tube. You either are getting it from the front end or the end at the alley. So that's why we introduced two interior courtyards.
You really took what could have been a challenge and turned it into an opportunity.
An outdoor space like this that is private in the dense urban context of Chicago is very hard to achieve. And we're framed by this wonderful palette of materials. Over here is the neighboring building, and this is composed of Chicago common brick, which was fired in beehive kilns that line this entire city for decades. This contrasts with the James Hardie siding, which is a product that we really like to use because of our harsh freeze-thaw cycles in Chicago.
The mother in me loves the fact that there's this big window. I could sit in the kitchen, but I could still look out and see kids playing and know they're safe.
Exactly. And a window like this would have been very hard to achieve as little as 20 years ago. The storefront installer would have to come in and build this thing on site. And now Marvin makes a picture window of this size available for most homeowners.
Wow, look at Henry. This is where you're gonna live. He's big.
This is a big project. What made you decide to take it on?
Well, we had known we were at the point where we were outgrowing our current space. We had another baby on the way, and we were at the point where we had to decide if we were going to move to the suburbs or stay in the city, and we knew that this was an option, and we decided to go for it.
You know, we decided to give it some life and some meaning again, and you know, we're really excited that our kids get to grow up here too.
3 years later, here you are. Are there any regrets, and what do you love the most?
No regrets, we love it. We're right in the action. We've got street fests outside, restaurants, shops, and then at the end of the night we can go to the back. We don't hear anything from the street and we're able to relax.
Yeah, and it's also really great, you know, to have kids growing up in the city. You know, the parks are walkable, the school is walkable, and you know, I think we're going to be fine for a really long time here.
Being here today is the perfect reminder of the benefits of living in a thriving neighborhood. This project is the perfect example of utilizing spaces that already exist, whether it be in your own backyard or in your family.